What happened to the original plot of the movie? What happened to the original plot of the movie?
Hi guys and gals and all my non-binary friends, I'm so glad to be back. So today we are talking about Telfar. And you know what's so funny? Before Telfar came out with their $567 bag, I was actually gonna do a video on it because I just been noticing some things that I thought were interesting. So Telfar Clemens is a designer. He used to be a DJ, but he was always passionate about design. He said he'd been doing designing since 15 or 18. I don't remember exactly. He's Liberian America from New York. And Telfar basically said that he designed the shopping bag specifically. The price range he got from that was from being a DJ, and he was like, what's the amount I would get paid for a cheap DJ gig? And that's where he got the price range for his bag. That I guess you would call the motto for his business is not for you, but for everyone. So basically making luxury accessible for everyone. So I think it's kind of disingenuous when people are like, oh, you guys can spend $500, $600 on a Coach bag, but you can't do it for Telfar. When the whole selling point of Telfar was accessibility. The $600 bag is not made any, well, okay, the only difference I saw in the bags, the make of the bags from the shopping bags to the $600 bag is that it's made in Italy, but it's made from the same like what is it called, the same materials. So I thought that was interesting because it's not like this bag is actually valued more, like actually has tangible valued more. It's just that Telfar decided to make a much more expensive bag. And I think it's also worth mentioning that it's not like, because at the most the shopping bag costs about $300, so we're looking at a double in price instead of like taking it up maybe another $100 for what? I don't understand. I guess to pay off the Italian workers. I don't know. And why couldn't it be made in America instead of in Italy? Because if that's the reason why you added that price, why wouldn't you just make it here? I don't know. I'm sure somewhere on the internet there's an answer to that, but I don't have it. Now, do I think that it's the worst thing ever that Telfar has a $600 bag? No. Do I think that it's necessary? No. I feel like it's interesting just because at the end of the day, if your motto is not just for you, for everyone, then why would you make a bag that literally can't be for everyone? Literally, when you're introducing this bag.
So without further ado, show me the bag.
Wow. Look at that.
I'm doing my van away.
That's so beautiful.
The price?
$567.
Yeah, the price is $567.
Okay.
What?
5, 6, 7.
What is the world coming to when rent is more important than a new Telfar bag?
You're like, what is rent when you can buy a new Telfar? And it's like, okay, people can make jokes, hee hee ha ha, but at the end of the day, there is a housing crisis. People are literally losing housing. Some people would think just because you're about to become homeless, yada, 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 you shouldn't be worried about a Telfar, but poor people deserve nice things, right? And that, I thought, was a part of the brand. Let me talk about my own experience with the brand. As you can see, I have a Telfar. This Telfar is very special to me, first of all, because my sisters got it for me for my birthday. Second of all, because I love Black people and I love Black businesses that go out of their way to make themselves accessible to Black people, and not only Black people, but Telfar doesn't just say, oh, I want this to be a Black brand. I believe, I don't want to misquote him, but he said he wanted to be a genderless, raceless bag. So this is a bag for everyone, like he said. And I get so much clout off this bag, I'm not gonna lie. I be in the most randomest of places and people will be like, oh my God, you're a Telfar. Oh my God, you're a Telfar. This is the Telfar collab. And this bag is, and how my sisters purchased this bag is actually one of the reasons why I want to talk about this brand, because they didn't get it from the Telfar website. They actually got it from StockX, and I was a little worried when it came in. I was like, is this authentic? Like, this is not even from Telfar. And at first I was like very I really wanted to purchase from the actual Telfar website. But if you know anything about Telfar, all of their bags are constantly sold out all the time. They have these special days every now and then where you can purchase all the bags you want, and it's guaranteed that you're gonna get those bags.
Part of like why we introduced the bag security program, because it's like this bag is supposed to be accessible supposed to be something that everybody can get. I base the price off of like, how much someone in nightlife makes in one night. So I really want this to be something that goes around and something that people have.
Bags are going to be made to order for everyone that orders that day. And I think that's really cool, and it shows another a way of Telfar making its bags accessible. So that's dope as fuck. But the thing is, this is my thing. Again, I don't think when you sell yourself as something that is for everyone, that when you go out and make $90 do-rags, $600 bags, and then you're sitting here and saying, oh, forget rent, buy a bag. It's like, then is it really accessible? Are you really doing the job that you said you want to do, which was make luxury accessible to everyone? I think the problem a lot of people have with the Black women and luxury movement is that the idea of luxury is exclusivity. On its face, it can't be a solution. It can't be a movement or a solution for everyone when luxury depends on inaccessibility. And we can look at the Telfar and see that, okay, yeah, maybe they only have one $600 bag now, but that creates a hierarchy, right? So, I mean, depending on what circle you are, it's like, oh, she got the cheap Telfar. She don't even got the $600 Telfar, right? It ranks it. In some public schools, the reason why they make all the kids wear uniforms is because people tend to rank, oh, your shoes is this, your shoes is that, your clothes is this, your clothes is that. But we might be having the same brand, but it's on a different level. We both know that. And I think that's the issue. I think the problem is that luxury in itself, even when it's made to be inclusive, somehow still becomes exclusive. And that's the issue. I think the $600 bag that they just came out with is not the first example of where they made it inaccessible, because a $90 do-rag, really, who is that accessible for?
Mentioned that you've got a line of do-rags now, and most people may not be aware that the do-rag served as a function for black men and women long before it was popularized by hip hop culture. And if people are interested, they can sort of Google like the history behind the do-rag and why it was a functional piece of clothing for black men and women in this country going back for generations. But explain what was the inspiration behind the $90 do-rag.
I literally watched the interview he did with CBSN, where the correspondents are asking him, like, okay, what if white people who support you want to buy a $90?
You know, the do-rag has been worn by African Americans for decades now. It's part of African American culture, hip hop culture. But you have fans and people who wear your clothing from all over the world. Are you concerned that you may have some white fans who want to wear the do-rag, but people will accuse them of cultural appropriation?
Well, I mean, if you basically know what this product is and you know the effect that you get from it, you need to be a certain type of person. And basically, if you want to wear this out, you need to be a certain type of person to deal with the reaction that you're going to get. So if you know who it's for, if it's not for you, it's for everyone, but it might need to be for you, exactly.
And honestly, who is a $90 do-rag accessible to if not white people, right? Like, what average black person is just out here spending $90? Rihanna had like a $90 do-rag when she was doing her thing with Puma, and that was totally inaccessible, right? So I don't know. And his answer, I think that it was a cool enough answer, but I don't know. It's not necessarily checking the smell test. I think Telfar is an amazing individual. I think his ideas and he's a visionary, really. Because Telfar didn't just start in 2020, right? Even though the shopping bags got really popular in 2020, and it was very organic, right? This is genuinely the streets pulled this bag up, and then all of a sudden you saw it on celebrities. But anyway, it didn't start in 2020. It started in 2005, and Telfar has been trying to make his designs accessible since then. So it's a very amazing, admirable brand. But the thing is, people have a right to question things. People have a right to say, oh, well, is it really accessible, and is it going to continue to be accessible? On top of that, I think a lot of people have just lost the plot. Like I said, my sisters didn't get this bag off of Telfar's Rough Up. They got it off of Sucks Eggs, and this bag was so expensive. It was more expensive than their large shopping bags. This was almost $400 off of StockX simply because it was not accessible on the Telfar website. And not only that, and this is not on Telfar, right? Like, resellers are gonna resell, even when it comes to knockoffs. Like, there's so many people knocking off this bag, and it's like, can anything be like just sacred and ethical under capitalism? Fuck no. And we know this. So yeah, that's my little thoughts, my little spiel. I also want to show off my bag. Thank you, Gabs and Hosanna. I love this bag so much. And like I said, I get so much clout. I like to wear this bag with my Appa hat. I have like an Appa bucket hat, and I don't know which one gets more clout. I think Telfar might have it by like this much. It's really crazy. And it's amazing to see people build a brand off of trying to make it to where everyone can get something. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that they're above critique or questioning. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, wash your hands, wash your face, wear a mask, wash your ass, and don't be an asshole.